Bismillah. Bismillah, alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man ala. Amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everybody. I see Sheikh was already here. Inshallah, welcome everybody to our session tonight. Today is, beginning of the third Ramadan. I hope everybody is enjoying the beginning of the Ramadan and making the best use of it. May Allah accept all our efforts in this holy month. So today, for the introduction part of the surah, actually, so just to mention, we started, we're doing, specific verses from the surahs every night. We started with the beginning of Fatiha and the first few verses of Surah Baqarah. Yesterday, if you recall, we did around verses 151 of Surah Baqarah in the second juz. So we are trying to do some verses from every juz. Tonight, inshallah, the plan is that we're gonna do the last few verses of Surah Baqarah, right? Surah Baqarah is a pretty long surah, as you all know. Actually, it is the longest surah of the Quran. Madani, it's a Madani surah. So tonight, inshallah, the plan is to do the last few verses, and then also we're gonna recite some verses from surah number 3, which is Surah Al Imran, right? So the Sheikh will recite the last verses from Surah Baqarah, and then verse around 24, the Qulillahumma malikul mulk, those verses from Surah Imran. So those are very, very beautiful and profound verses. In terms of the introduction of the brief introduction to the verses, so that when those verses are recited, people can understand. I see is Sister Mahwish there. Inshallah, we want to get a community speaker from Al Falah community every night, so that this is our program. We want all the community to engage. So inshallah, that's why we are trying to get different speaker at different nights from the Al Falah community that you know. So today, inshallah, Sister Mahwish will join also. Until she joins, I'll just give a brief intro of the verses. So the last verses of Surah Baqarah, as many of us know, right? Starts with Lillahi ma fi samawati. Those are one of the most beautiful verses, and there are very profound du'as in those verses also, in the last 3 verses. And there are hadith where it's narrated that the last verses of Surah Baqarah was given to the Prophet from the treasures from the Arsh of Allah, right? And if you look at those verses also, you will see there is a certain, if you recall, on the very first night when we started Surah Al-Baqarah, it started Muttaqin, right? Talking about the believer, right? The belief, which is the core of our faith. And also these verses, as we read tonight, we'll see, it also talks about the, Aman Rasulu Bima Unzila, right? The prophet also believes what had been sent out, and the right? Isn't that very? So we, as a believer, is such a respect. We're being included that what has been sent down, the prophets are believing, and so are believing the mu'minun, right? So there's a very profound, connection for the believers. And if you go towards the end of that surah, where it talks about, right, that la yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha laha ma kasabat wa alayha ma iktasabat, right? Then Rabbana la tu'akhizna in nasina. We are asking, we are making dua to Allah, do not give us a bigger burden that we cannot bear, right? Then Rabbana wa la tuhammilna ma la taqata lana bihi wa'fu anna waghfir lana warhamna, right? Those are profound du'as, asking Allah that Allah, pardon us, forgive us, waghfir lana warhamna, have mercy on us, right? And then fansurna ala al-qawmi al-kafirin, right? That and give us victory on the people who do not believe, right? And not only these are the people who are, as I mentioned, if you recall, in the very first night, right? These are the people who are bent on, uh, to fight against the message of belief, right? Those are the people. So, we are asking Allah's help, in that, to give us victory against those people, right? So that's how Surah Baqarah uh, ends. So with that, actually, what I will do is I'll go ahead and pass on to Qari Fouad for the recitation, and when maybe towards the end, if we get a time, we'll also do a little more explanation of this one, and also the verses from Al Imran that we're going to cover. I don't know if Sister Mahwish joined. I didn't see her, but if he's not on, we'll just.
No, she's on, Brother Anwar.
Okay, then I didn't see her. The sister, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Hanan, for that. So it is my absolute honor to introduce to you the very powerful verses which Brother Hanan briefly touched upon, that Sheikh Fouad will be reciting for us tonight. And the verses, as Brother Hanan said, are in two sets. So we have the last verses from Surah Baqarah and then the ayahs from Surah Al Imran. Now, although these verses are in two different chapters of the Quran, they have some overlapping messages in them and some similarities, which I want to get your attention towards in this limited time that I have. Firstly, they both assert the ultimate authority of Allah, not only on this earth, but in the entire universe. Secondly, both sets of ayahs honor the messengers of Allah, including, but not limited to, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Thirdly, both of these sets of ayahs highlight important facts such as Allah's knowledge, even of our innermost thoughts, even our abilities and potential, which I will get to shortly, of us being responsible for all our deeds, whether they're good or bad, and our accountability in front of Allah on the Day of Judgment. And finally, as Brother Hanan mentioned, these ayahs have comprehensive du'as in them, which can be very beneficial for us. So I hope we can memorize them and use them in our lives. Now, coming to the first set of verses, the last verses from Surah Baqarah, these verses complete the discussion that the surah began with. So if we recall, in the beginning of the surah, Allah tells us that this book is for those who have or who are rightly guided. And those are the ones who believe in the unseen. And here he gets us to declare that we are the ones who believe in the unseen. We believe in Allah, his messengers, his angels, his books, in the Day of Judgment. However, the ayah continues that the rightly guided are known not only by their belief, although of course it is absolutely very important, but also by their actions. Ayah 285 says, we hear and we obey. So we have to remember that actions is part of that belief. Now the final ayah of Surah Baqarah reminds us that no soul is burdened by more than it can bear. Now, on one hand, it's comforting to know that Allah has already given us the ability to deal with whatever difficulties come our way. But on the other hand, it is also a reminder that Allah expects us to work to our full potential, of the abilities that he has given us. So for example, during this time of quarantine, we can hunker down and take care of ourselves, which is great. However, is that really our true potential? We, the people of the Quran, the ummah of the messenger who's known as the mercy to the entire mankind, could we maybe do something to benefit our family members, perhaps our neighbors, the community at large? And before I sound preachy, it's a reminder to myself before anybody else that we are expected to, and Allah expects us to rise up, to work to our full potential and not to lag behind. Now, in the interest of time, from the second set of ayahs, I just want to get your attention to the first two ayahs, 26 and 27, that proclaim the fact that Allah is, again, in the ultimate control of everything. So during this pandemic, for example, it gives us solace to know, while these times are uncertain, we know that the same Allah that merges the day into the night and night into the day so seamlessly, and who is able to create the dead from the living and living from the dead, he is absolutely able to, and it is in his control and his power to absolutely make us able or help us overcome this virus and this disease. And inshallah, I pray to Allah and I have complete faith that he will help us get rid of this COVID-19 virus that's plaguing our world right now. And just with that belief and with dua, I would like to hand it over to Sheikh Fouad to recite his verses. And I hope as you're listening to these verses, they're not only comforting to you, but they also inspire you to make the most of your Ramadan days and nights. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
Sheikh Fouad, Jazakallah khair, sister. Sheikh Fouad, if you are on, you can get started with the recitation, inshallah.
You hear me?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله. فيغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء. والله على كل شيء قدير. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل اللهم مالك الملك تؤتي الملك من تشاء وتنزع الملك ممن تشاء وتعز من تشاء وتذل من تشاء بيدك الخير إنك على كل شيء قدير تولج الليل في النهار وتولج النهار في الليل وتخرج الحي من الميت وتخرج الميت من الحي وترزق من تشاء بغير حساب تولج الليل في النهار وتولج النهار في الليل وتخرج الحي من الميت الميت وتخرج الميت من الحي وترزق من تشاء بغير حساب وترزق من تشاء بغير حساب لا يتخذ المؤمنون الكافرين أولياء من دون المؤمنين ومن يفعل ذلك فليس من الله في شيء إلا فليس من الله في شيء إلا أن تتقوا منهم تقاه ويحذركم الله نفسه وإلى الله المصير ويحذركم الله نفسه وإلى الله المصير قل إن تخفوا ما في صدوركم أو تبدوه يعلمه الله ويعلم ما في السماوات وما في الأرض والله على كل شيء قدير يوم تجد كل نفس ما عملت من خير محضرا وما عملت من سوء تود لو أن بينها وبينه أمدا بعيدا ويحذركم الله نفسه والله رؤوف بالعباد. يوم تجد كل نفس ما عملت من خير محضرا وما عملت من سوء تود لو أن بينها وبينه أمدا بعيدا ويحذركم الله نفسه والله رؤوف بالعباد. قل إن كنتم تحبون الله فاتبعوني يحببكم الله فاتبعوني يحببكم الله ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم والله غفور رحيم. قل أطيعوا الله والرسول فإن تولوا فإن الله لا يحب الكافرين. قل إن كنتم تحبون الله فاتبعوني قل إن كنتم تحبون الله فاتبعوني يحببكم الله يحببكم الله ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم والله غفور رحيم. قل أطيعوا الله والرسول فإن تولوا فإن الله لا يحب الكافرين. إن الله اصطفى آدم ونوحا وآل إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم وآل عمران على ذرية بعضها من بعض والله سميع عليم إن الله اصطفى آدم ونوحا وآل إبراهيم وآل عمران على العالمين ذرية بعضها من بعض والله سميع عليم صدق الله العظيم.
Allah Azim. Jazakallah khair. Gonna make some dua, Sheikh Fouad, for all of us.
اللهم لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك الحمد حتى ترضى يا رب العالمين. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا
Ameen.
عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك اللهم لنا فيما أعطيت وقنا واصرف عنا شر ما قضيت فإنك سبحانك تقضي بالحق ولا يقضى عليك وإنه لا يذل من واليت ولا يعز من عاديت تباركت ربنا وتعاليت فلك الحمد على ما قضيت ولك الشكر على ما أنعمت به وأوليت نستغفرك اللهم من كل ذنب وخطيئة ونتوب إليك نستغفرك اللهم من كل ذنب وخطيئة ونتوب إليك نستغفرك اللهم من كل ذنب وخطيئة ونتوب إليك ونؤمن بك ونتوكل عليك أنت الغني ونحن الفقراء إليك اللهم ارفع مقتك وغضبك عنا 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 ولا تعذبنا بذنوبنا يا رب العالمين اللهم عاملنا برحمتك يا رب العالمين اللهم عاملنا برحمتك وإحسانك يا رب العالمين لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله الحليم العظيم لا إله إلا الله رب العرش الكريم لا إله إلا الله رب السماوات والأرض ورب العرش العظيم ما شاء الله كان وما لم يشأ لم يكن أعلم أن الله على كل شيء قدير وأن الله قد أحاط بكل شيء علما بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم نعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق نعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق نعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق الله خير حافظا وهو أرحم الراحمين اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من البرص والجنون والجذام ومن سيء الأسقام اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من البرص والجنون والجذام ومن سيء الأسقام اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من البرص والجنون والجذام ومن سيء الأسقام لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل حسبنا الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلنا وهو رب العرش العظيم حسبنا الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلنا وهو رب العرش العظيم حسبنا الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلنا وهو رب العرش العظيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله اللهم أعد للمسلمين مجدهم وعزهم وصن بلاد المسلمين يا رب من كل مكروه وسوء ورد الناس إلى الحق والعدل واهدهم إلى صراطك المستقيم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم تقبل صلاتنا وصيامنا وقيامنا وركوعنا وسجودنا اللهم تقبل تلاوتنا يا رب العالمين واجعلها خالصة لوجهك الكريم يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعلنا يا مولانا في شهرنا هذا وفي ليلتنا هذه من عتقائك من النار، واجعلنا من السعداء الفائزين المقبولين، واجعلنا من الذين تجري من تحتهم الأنهار في جنات النعيم، دعواهم فيها سبحانك اللهم وتحياتهم فيها سلام، وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم وفق القائمين على مسجد الفلاح يا رب العالمين، اللهم وفقهم لما تحبه وترضاه يا كريم، اللهم وفقهم لما تحبه وترضاه يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعلهم على كلمة سواء، اللهم اجمعهم على كلمة سواء يا رب العالمين، اللهم اجمعهم على كلمة الحق والتقوى يا رب العالمين، وانزع الغل والحقد والحسد والبغضاء والشحناء من بينهم يا رب العالمين. اللهم وفقهم لكل ما تحب وترضى، اللهم وفقهم لكل ما تحب وترضى، اللهم وفقهم لكل ما تحب وترضى يا رب العالمين. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh Fouad, for the beautiful recitation tonight. Alhamdulillah, it's very profound verses. And thanks everybody for joining the session. I know this is definitely unique month of Ramadan, and unique challenges this year. But as the Sheikh recited, Allah is Malikul Mulk, right? He is Malikul Mulk, owner of the kingdom. He owns everything, and biyadikal khair, as that in Allah's hand is all good. So whatever situation we are in, our community in, it is all comes from Allah, and there is good in everything that Allah gives, even in these difficult times. So, and we have to kind of engage in that, right? See what is good, what we can do. There's a lot of activities going in the community. We should keep check of our neighbors and all, our Muslim community here and the people around us, and whatever help they need, we should try to help them at the best as you can in our individual capability. And also as Al-Falah, we are also, looking for people who needs help. And so if you know of anybody that needs help, definitely, let us know, and let us all try to help our community to come out of this scenario. May Allah, bless you all. May Allah keep you all protected. Inshallah, see you again tomorrow, 9 p.m. same time. Different community speaker, inshallah, and we'll keep the session going. And of course, inshallah, next week, Monday, we'll have Sheikh Yasir coming, Yasir Fahmi, at 9:30, and then Wednesday, Ustad Amjad. So inshallah, please join the session, subscribe to our channel, and let your friends, families know, so that we all can benefit from this. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. Khair, Sister Mahwish, for the overview at the beginning. And inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك واستغفرك واتوب اليك. رب سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله.
لا تنسوا صلاة العشاء والتراويح إن شاء الله، كل ليلة أذكركم إن شاء الله.
جزاك الله خير for the reminders. Sheikh Fouad. السلام عليكم everybody.
السلام.